Racist.
Not racist.
Jamie Foxx is black.
Yes, well
He
done.
is blue.
Yes.
I hope you don't put that.
Well done. Well done.
I'm so sorry if I offended you. Don't call me Jeremy Clarkson.
Hello everybody, I am Oscar.
I'm Gary.
And we have just come back from seeing The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the newest Spider-Man film, directed by Marc Webb, starring Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Dane DeHaan, Paul Giamatti for a bit, Chris Cooper for a bit, Felicity Jones for a bit, I think that's all about the bit, Sally Field for a bit.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, how can I forget him? Yeah, Jamie Foxx as Electro. The plot about this film is... I don't really know how to explain the plot. It's Spider-Man's adventure with Electro and Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy. That's all I can say about that. What were your thoughts on the first Amazing Spider-Man, Gary, since we did see this together? And just so everyone knows our thoughts on the whole Spider-Man film so far, the new one so far.
I like the first of this as far now. I like the new take where they're taking the franchise.
Yeah, I liked Amazing Spider-Man, but I hated the marketing for it.
Yeah.
Sony. Not. I'm on about like the fact how it's like the trailers showed literally everything about it. I wasn't a fan of the first series, the Sam Raimi films, just because mainly because I'm not a fan of Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and I just don't think they did a great job. Gary, what are your thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I liked it.
Right. Elaborate.
I liked it probably better than the first one. I loved the colours, what they used, like the cinematography. The colours like Electro.
Right.
That was fantastic. The soundtrack was tip top. I loved the performances by like Dane DeHaan and obviously Peter Parker.
Andrew Garfield.
I really do.
Andrew Garfield, yeah.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And Gwen Stacy.
Emma Stone.
Some surprises.
Yeah, we all elaborate on
I'll elaborate that in the future.
Yeah, later on in the review, yeah. Is that about it for you?
That's probably about it for me.
This was an okay film for me. I didn't like it as much. Well, first of all, this is the best Spider-Man film we got so far. But to be fair, I did not like the first three ones, and I said I just liked the first one. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better than the first one, in my opinion, just because the first one kind of just felt like a recycled version of the first Spider-Man. But the reason why I do like these films more than the Raimi trilogy is, as I said, I don't like Tobey Maguire, I don't like Kirsten Dunst, I do like Andrew Garfield, I do like Emma Stone, I do like Dane DeHaan, I think he is a really good actor, I do like Jamie Foxx, so it helps that they do have actors in this film that I do like. I am a fan of Marc Webb's first film, 500 Days of Summer. 500 Days of Summer is an indie romance film, which was a fantastic one at that. And then he did Amazing Spider-Man, like that was his filmography. It was 500 Days of Summer, Amazing Spider-Man. Now he's doing Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's way in over his head, I think. He doesn't know how to direct action. The first scene shows that. What's the matter? Just shaking the camera all over the place. Is that going to make... I was literally... The first action scene... The first action scene, I was like, I've got a headache already watching this. Every single action scene was CGI. Like, I mean... But the CGI, in my opinion, didn't look great because there was one scene where Electro, shall I say, was just full on CGI. Like, you know when he was floating up, like the electricity things. I was like, that looks like something I'll see in a video game. Like that, I'm looking at that model and I'm like, that looks like something I saw in Infamous. I wasn't a fan of the Max Dillon character. I think they went too generic with him. He's like, with his stupid little hair, like, Spider-Man. I'm such a fan of Spider-Man.
Who is Max Dillon? Oh, yeah.
Electro. It's like, hey, I'm a Spider-Man fan. It's like, you're a grown man, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You're looking like, you look pathetic. The story did get a bit generic at some points. I mean, at some points I was like, yes, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Oh yeah, that's going to, okay, I'm right there. Another negative I do have, in fact, is kind of about the soundtrack. A negative. No, but I liked most of the soundtrack. The stupid theme whenever Max Dillon was on, it was like doop, doop, boop, 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 boop. It was like, crying out loud. The soundtrack, at that point, whenever we just saw Max Dillon, it was like, we get it. He's a geek. He's a pathetic person. You don't need to make it seem like some stupid high school comedy with the stupid soundtrack choice there. But Hans Zimmer did a great job overall, but I'm quite disappointed with the soundtrack of this. It's like, with Man of Steel, I wasn't I'm a fan, I wasn't a massive fan of the film, but I admit the soundtrack was absolutely amazing. I think Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man we have. He can joke around where Tobey Maguire was like a piece of cardboard.
A lot of funny moments.
Yeah, Emma Stone was, she's great in everything though that she's in. Like she was Gwen Stacy in this. Again, she's not like Kirsten Dunst, who was like a piece of cardboard. She was actually a character, and I actually didn't mind the relationship scenes between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. Sometimes through superhero films, I'm like, get it over with the romance thing in here. Let's get back to the superhero stuff. With this part, I think that was the strongest moments in the film. First of all, Rhino's in the beginning, and that big mech suit that you've been seeing in the posters? At the very end, that's it. End.
I was wondering, are we going to see Rhino in the suit yet? Until the end, obviously.
Yeah, it's basically building up to the Sinister Six thing, which we guess will happen.
Doc Ock's freaking...
which was shown in the trailer. We're not spoiling anything when we're saying this.
Everything
was shown in the trailer. We probably could just talk spoilers about it now, and it was probably shown in the trailer. However, I will say I did enjoy the film more, I think, as opposed to if I saw the trailers, because this was there were some shots in this film that looked really cool. But obviously some of them were CGI shots, but there were some shots that looked really cool. The slow-mo shots, like the frozen in time shots, and we saw that looked really cool. Again, we had some more comedic moments from Andrew Garfield with a fire hose and the just all sorts. Again, Andrew Garfield, I think, is the best Spider-Man that we got.
He's British.
He's British and he's got a good American accent, so, all hail the Brits. I was a fan with the way that they kind of took Dane DeHaan's... I'm a fan of Dane DeHaan. I think he's a really good up-and-coming actor.
Yeah,
and
I'm definitely going to have a look at some of these other films.
Chronicle, dude.
Yes.
Placed on the Pines. He's really good in those.
Yes, same Chronicle. Placed on the Pines.
Jamie Foxx... What were your opinions on Jamie Foxx overall, though?
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
I'd never seen none of his films. I didn't like him as...
Max Dillon?
Max
Dillon.
Do you remember the video game? He was purple. He was purple and...
Do you mean green and yellow? Yeah, but in the newer comics, they've made him more like that type deal. I mean, which I'm glad they did, because I would not have been able to take it seriously. He was wearing a freaking green and yellow costume, like, yeah, Spider-Man. Again, I think Marc Webb is not the right director for this. I think he should...
I think he's only there because of Marc Webb. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, get it, Webb. No, but it's because it's like... 500 Days of Summer was great. Just Score 11, that film was great as well. Dude.
I'm going to check it out.
It's one of Gauntlet's best. He went from indie director to this big blockbuster action director. It's like, some directors can pull that off. Captain America Winter Soldier, for example. The directors only did comedy and now they went on to doing this. And it's like,
is he doing the third movie?
I think so. I can't wait till he stops doing Spider-Man, so we can go back to doing more indie stuff where he belongs and doing more smaller projects. I don't think he's like Joss Whedon, who can do indie stuff and high budget stuff really well. Overall, I was... I wasn't disappointed by the film, but I wasn't like blown away. It wasn't like... My expectations were met. I was fine with the film. Overall rating, Gary? So you prefer this to Dom Hemingway? You give...
I actually do, yes.
Yeah.
Because that's Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Nostalgia.
Fair enough. I'm going to give Amazing Spider-Man 2 a thumbs in the middle. So it's like, again, it was predictable. I had quite a lot of problems with a few things, and there were some things I did like, which we're going to be talking about now, which is spoiler. So it's either going to be there or there or there, wherever. If you've not seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 yet, which I suppose you have by the time this review does come out, first of all, we learn what happens to Peter Parker's parents.
Yes,
which
I love that.
What the?
I like how they actually showed how that actually happened.
Do you mean the plane crash or the actual
like
thing behind it?
The thing behind it.
Like how like Osborn was really a scum and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked a bit of a scum.
Well, we know he's a scum. He is meant to be the Green Goblin, but clearly he's not. Did Electro just die? Did he just fizzle out? Because he had that thing attached to his head, and
I think he just fizzled out. Yeah.
that was stupid.
I liked how the CGI made him.
He looked cool at places, but when he was in action,
Rhino was just there. As a criminal.
Paul Giamatti was
I
funny.
hate it. I don't like that suit. I don't. Like
No, the mech.
I don't like the suit.
It's boring. Why have a big
The point
robot?
is about the Rhino is
He's a big.
with him being Rhino. First beginning of the film, and we seen the guy was like, "That's going to be Rhino." And I
In
was
the big
like,
truck.
Yeah, I was like, "Is this what we're getting off Rhino?"
Gwen Stacy died.
Yes. I was like, why?
I was so happy they went that way. Because here's what I was, as soon, because there was rumours that this happened in the comics.
Right.
Like, this was almost the Bane breaking the bat moment for me. As soon as you went like that to save her for another time when she was falling, I was like, wait, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? And then as soon as like they did that slow-mo thing again,
The end.
I was like, they're going to do it, they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And as soon as you heard that, I was like, they did it. And then he found and he saw her, and I was like, please don't make it seem like she wakes up and goes, oh, Peter. I was so hoping that they wouldn't just cop out and be like, oh no, she's alive. As soon as her nose started bleeding, I was like, they actually did it. They actually killed Gwen Stacy. That takes some guts, and that is why I'm happy. That's probably the best part of the film for me. They didn't wimp out when doing it. It's like the same guts that Nolan had to say, you know what, we're going to break the bat. That Marc Webb had the guts to go, you know what, we're going to kill Gwen Stacy. And this is probably going to be the introduction of Mary Jane in the next one. They're not going in a generic way. They're not going in a predictable way. They're going in the way that, you know, is both okay for the fanboys, but also great for the franchise. Because Mary Jane didn't die in this 3 Spider-Man films. Nothing big happened like that in the Raimi films.
We already had.
It was all predictable in the Raimi films. It was essentially the same layout for each film. Spider-Man has to save Mary Jane from this said villain. This villain's defeated. Oh, Spider-Man has to save Mary Jane from this villain. That villain's defeated. Oh, Spider-Man has to save Mary Jane from this villain, and this villain. They're all defeated. That's all the first 3 films were. They've done something different with this one. And killing Gwen Stacy off was like, yes. What were your thoughts on the death of Gwen Stacy?
I was crying my eyes out. I was good.
You didn't know anything about like
I
that
did
in
nothing.
the comics though.
I
So.
didn't know nothing about the comics. I was gobsmacked. I love the shots where Peter at the grave and.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was cool. That was cool.
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 No, it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's cool.
I didn't say cool. I
Got
said
the
cool.
Fraser reference.
I didn't say cool. I said cool. Mark Nutt. Thank you everybody for watching, and links are down below for Twitter and Facebook for me, Gary, and William and James. And
Yeah. Even though they're not in the video, but still, they're part of the cast.
you can follow them. Until next time, everybody, we shall see you later. And see ya. Spider.